the second case scenario, like with exception when you want to follow the materiality concept.
Yeah.
So like, is there any advantage with that, like accounting in a separate year or something?
Yeah. I will show you the advantage or disadvantage. That I will show you in a bit. Okay, let me show you that difference, and then we can have a small further discussion on this. Let me show you that what difference does it make? What difference will it make if something is added in the cost itself or something is shown as a separate expense? Okay, let us say I will just take a simpler example. Example is, let us say I purchase an asset. I purchase the asset for, let's say, the price I paid to the seller was, that seller was paid, let us say, rupees 4 lakh. And then I paid, let's say, for transportation, I paid, let us say, rupees 1 lakh. And in the transportation, the machine got damaged. For repairs, I paid, let's say, rupees 2 lakhs. For repairs, I paid rupees 2 lakh. And the salvage value of the asset is, let us say, rupees 1 lakh. And the year of useful life, number of useful life is, let us say, 4 years. So this is the example. You bought the asset for 4 lakh, you paid 1 lakh to get it transported to your place. You paid 2 lakh for repair, that in transit itself it got damaged. Salvage value is 1 lakh and 4 years is the useful life. Now, how the treatment would differ or how the numbers would look if you decided to treat this entire thing as a cost, or if you decided to say that no, repairs should not be capitalized and only add these two as a cost. What a difference will it make is what I'm showing. Okay. So case one, that you clubbed all of these together and showed that your asset value is actually 4 plus 2 plus 1, that is 7 lakh rupees is your asset value. Then how would you go about and show the impact of this decision in your financial statement? Let me take a very random example of an income statement. Let us say year 1, then we have year 2, year 3 and year 4. And I will take just simpler numbers. Let's say sales minus COGS and minus depreciation and minus any other expense. These 4 I will take. Just for simplicity, I'm assuming that, let us say, the sales for all the years remain same. Let us say sales remain for all of these businesses as 40 lakh rupees. Sales was 40 lakh rupees. 40 here, 40 here, 40 here, and 40 here. 40 lakh rupees in all. And COGS was, let us say, 20 lakh rupees everywhere. So 20 lakh rupees was COGS. I'm just trying to make a simpler example so that I can very clearly show that differences. So in case 1, what will be my depreciation? My cost is 7 lakh rupees, salvage value is 1 lakh, and year is 4 years. So depreciation will be what? Depreciation will be 7 minus 1 divided by 4. That is 1.5 lakh every year. So I would show in this case 1.5 as a depreciation expense, 1.5, negative 1.5 and negative 1.5. That's it, no other expenses, because all these expenses are already taken up. So I would say that this is how my profitability of the business looked like. That I earn a profit of 20, how much? 20 minus 1.5, that is 18.5 lakh in first year, 18.5 lakh in second year, 18.5 lakh in third year, and 18.5 lakh in fourth year. This is how I made my profit. Now, how the same example would have looked if instead of showing this entire thing as one cost, if I would have said that no, my cost of asset is only this much and this one is separate expense, then how would I show things? Question समझ में आ गया? What am I trying to show here? That case 2, wherein you are saying that this 2 lakh is not capitalized, but rather it is shown as an expense. Then what are you going to do? You are going to say that my cost of the asset is only 5 lakh rupees. Salvage value is 1 and life is 4 years. So my depreciation will be what? depreciation will be 5 minus 1 divided by 4, that is 1 lakh per year. And apart from that, I have one more expense in the first year called repair expenses. So let me show you how things would have looked like if instead of this dark blue system, you create the treatment under system yellow. So your numbers will look something like this. So the sales remain same as it was, 40, 40 and 40 and 40. No changes there. Minus COGS also remains same, minus COGS for all the years, no changes there either. But in this system, the depreciation is different. What you were charging 1,50,000 as depreciation, now the depreciation is just 1 lakh every year. So let me show depreciation of 1 lakh. 1 lakh here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. And apart from this, in the first year, I have a one-time expense of repairs. I would show the 2 lakh rupees as an expense of repairs. There is no repair expense anywhere else. So this is how in this system my income statement would look like. I would show that in the first year I made a profit which is equal to 20 minus 3, that is 17 lakh of profit. Is it 17? Yeah, it is 17. And then in all the rest of the years you are saying 19 of profit, 19 of profit and 19 lakh of profit. So basically, in one case, your profit line is looking something like this. Let me plot the profit figures. In one line, your profit is looking steady at 18.5. At 18.5, it is steady. 18.5 lakh. If I'm plotting the year 1 profit, 2, 3, and 4 profit. So on x-axis, we have years, and on y-axis, we have profits. But in second system, you are showing a profit something like this, that it went up. And then it stagnated. Which of these is a true depiction of what actually happened with the business? Did their performance in some sense improve in second year, third year as compared to first year? Or were they performing in the same way as they performed in all the four years? Question समझ में आ गया? My question is that which one is truly representing what the business is doing? Yeah, Aditya, go ahead.
Sir, their performance improved in the second year because they didn't do any damages, so they didn't require any repairs.
Yes. Basically, it was only in the first year that you were careless that your machine got damaged. In second year, third year, fourth year, you didn't do such damage. So a perfect representation of this business should have been this yellow curve and not this blue curve. This blue curve is smoothing the fact. You want to, it's sort of saying that you want to hide the fact that even before you bought the asset, you damaged it. That inefficiency is not even visible in this particular curve. Right? It is for this reason that we say that we don't allow capitalizing of abnormal expenses, because we want to show them as separate expenses because they depict our inefficiencies. Whereas the rest of the expenses, so one more example, this example is depicting one more point which is evident if you look at it carefully, that what a difference does it make. Look at this numbers carefully, that basically this 2 lakh in the system yellow is effectively spread across in terms of increased depreciation over 4 lakhs in system dark blue. So this is the difference it makes, that if you calculate all the profits over 4 years, let us total 18.5 into 4, what do you get? Total profit over 4 years.
74.
74 crore rupees of profit, or lakhs rupees of profit, sorry. And if you add all the profits in system yellow, then what do you get?
Same 74.
Again same. So basically overall profit over the 4-year period is same. It's just that the timing is not same. Timing is different. In one sense, in one system, you are showing that every year I made same profit. In other system, you are saying that in first year we did somewhat badly, but second year onward, our performance improved. So that is the impact of you capitalizing or not capitalizing something. If you capitalize something, then it goes into the system of depreciation itself. That it starts getting released into bits and pieces. This 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, and 0.5. Basically, instead of this 2 lakh rupees in one go, you are showing 0.5, 0.5 in form of increased depreciation. That is the effect it does whenever you decide to capitalize the outflow, or instead if you want to decide and show it as an expense. Okay, questions?
Sir, can you give some more examples of abnormal expenses?
Abnormal expenses. Okay, let me give an example. Let us say you are doing, let us say this is timeline that the machine, you have purchased a machine, you have imported a machine. Now the machine has arrived your godown or wherever the place of installation is, and now you are unloading the machine. You are unloading the machine, and while unloading, let us say one of the employees get hurt. Let us say they hit their hand or something, and in compensation you need to pay 5 lakh rupees. Now this is an abnormal expense. This you cannot add to the expense of the asset itself. But if instead, let us say you have a very sophisticated machine and you have hired certain experts to unload the machine and get them installed, and for that you paid 5 lakh rupees. Now this 5 lakh can be added to the cost of the asset. Is the difference clear?
Yes,
That
sir.
in anticipation itself, some sane person would have paid 5 lakh rupees to this expert professionals who are going to take care of my expensive machinery and unload them and install them carefully. But if the same 5 lakh rupees paid to an employee, but for a negligence, you don't want to include that because that is an abnormal expense. Okay, so let me test your understanding. Let us say I purchase a printing press machinery, and machine is installed, and I plugged it, I switched it on, all the lights are blinking and everything is looking fine. Now before actual production, let us say I do a trial run, and in trial run I spend rupees, let us say 5,000 as an expense to perform the trial run. Now can this 5,000 of trial run be capitalized or not?
Yes, because we are using it for its intended purpose.
You are using it for its intended purpose. Okay, fine, fair enough. Anybody else? Any other argument?
So for trial, is at our discretion. The machine is started, is ready for use. So
Okay.
we are the one who have put a label of trial over there.
Okay.
But it has started using. So
okay, so you should not do this. Okay. So Ankur is saying that machine was ready for its intended use. If you would have wanted, you could have straight away started using it. So you are doing a trial run. So we don't want to include this. Okay, fair enough. Any other opinion?
I think we'd club the two things together and include it and capitalize, like we would capitalize it.
Club which all together?
What Ankur said and what Manish said, because the machine, according to us, for it to be ready for its intended use, we want to run it through that trial. So this cost will be capitalized until we actually use it for production.
Yeah, so basically here the point is, okay, let's hear Ankit's view, but you're right, Lavanya. Ankit, go ahead quickly.
Sir, I think it will depend on the intended use. Like if it's a safety equipment, then I think trial run should be included.
No, it's not a safety, it's just a printing press. And if you don't
Then
do it,
then I think it shouldn't be included.
okay, basically this is what I was trying to test, that do you understand that when is the machine ready for its intended use? Now tell me, Ankur or Ankit, that why would you want to do the trial run? What is the purpose?
just to see whether it is working fine or not.
Why would you want to do this? Why would you want to make sure that the machine is working fine or not? What is the purpose of it?
Expenses now.
So that when you put your actual material or something, it shouldn't destroy the material. पता चला आपने printing पे डाला, आपने पूरा all the papers have gone waste because it is spilling too much of ink. So the purpose of trial run is that just because the machine is operationally ready doesn't mean that it is ready for its intended use. This trial run was the first trial run was done so that now I'm sure that the machine is ready for its intended use. Otherwise, you wouldn't have done this trial run. You would have straight away started using it. That is why even this trial run can be capitalized. But let us say you use the machine for 10 days and now you think that something has happened and tomorrow it may start spilling ink, and then you do this trial run. That the machine has started working for the first time. You have started using it. Now you do the trial run. Can you capitalize this trial run? बताओ कोई भी. Jaswin, go ahead.
No.
No, you cannot, because the asset was ready for its intended use the moment you did the production for the first time. This needs to be shown as a separate expense now. So the major cutoff is the first usage, that either you have started actually using it or the asset is ready. Now the ready needs to be that, okay, now it is ready. If I want to use it, I can use it. Go ahead. I can go ahead and use it. So any expense which happened before this, only those can be capitalized. All those outflows that happen after the machine or the asset became ready for intended use, they cannot be capitalized with one exception. What do you capitalize after this? I think we have already discussed this somewhere. Did I tell you that you need to compare? Let's say tomorrow you spend something on a major overhaul. Can you capitalize the expense of overhaul to the asset value itself, or do you want to show it as an expense? Did we do this as a example somewhere earlier?
Yes, sir. The car puncture wala.
Yes,
The
sir,
car
you were
was
quoting the
punctured and
example of the house getting painted.
And go ahead, Abhipsa, remind it to rest
So
of
you were saying that like if a building or a house is ready and then you paint it for the first time, in case the cost exceeds the original cost or adds value to it, then we consider it an asset. Otherwise, it is not.
in case the benefit, not the cost, in case the benefit of this asset or whatever you are spending for, if the benefit moves beyond the level of benefit when you had acquired for the asset for the first time, it moves beyond that level, then you can go ahead and capitalize that subsequent expenditure as well. So we had discussed this somewhere earlier on. For example, let us say you have a building and let us say you get one more floor constructed on top. Now, when you bought the building for the first time, you had only one floor to benefit from, but now you have two floors. So this expense you would spend on constructing one more floor can be capitalized. By capitalized, I mean that now you have a building itself worth of higher value instead of showing the extra amount as an expenditure. Okay? Apart from this this exception, nothing which is after the usage of the asset has started can be capitalized. But before the asset has been ready for its intended use, everything can be capitalized with one exception, which is abnormal expenses. That is the summary of what we discussed today. Okay. Any questions? Perfect. So we'll stop here. Okay. Chalo. See you all in the next class. Till then, have fun. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you,
Bye.
sir.